What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? I'm just trying to pin this comment real quick at the top. Okay, boom. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat, everybody. It is pinned to the top of the chat. Feel free to pull up if you got any questions or if you got anything you want to share, anything you want to talk about. Um, Today was a simple day today, man. It was simple. We're gonna keep it, it's gonna be quick and easy. Take it easy, easy, take the BCT. Take it easy, easy, take the BCT. That was the that was the jingle on the commercial for the Broward County Transit when I was growing up down there in Lauderdale. Take it easy, easy, take the BCT. Take it easy, easy, take the BCT. Is Robinson in here? Robinson, you remember that? Right, Robinson, you remember BCT commercial? The jingle, should I say? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Hey, if this your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, you know what I'm saying? I like to say welcome. Shout out Spidey hanging out in the background over there. This ain't your first time tuning in. I still like to say welcome. And I like to give you a hearty thank you for pulling up every single day with me. Yes, that's right. I said every single day. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. This guy right here, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet every single day. Once in the morning at 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Get it together, Tim. And then again in the evening, typically at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But during football season, we're doing it at 7:30 p.m. because the Adventures of Super Dad don't stop. So we be doing it at 7:30. But when Junior don't have practice or football games, then we do it at our regular schedule time at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about the price action recap. In the morning, we talk about the overnight price action. Right? That's what I do. I started doing Tim's Tidbits just to share everything that I knew about trading, investing, stock market, whatever, dealing with this stock market thing for free to friends and family. Then I started doing it on Al Gore's internet far and wide to try to expose as many people as possible as I can to the way that little Timmy Rogers, a voice in my head, understand everything. And then I try to say it in a way that may help someone get their aha moment. Because somebody did it for me. Somebody gave me my aha moment. So I just share back. Try to give people their aha moment so that they can too, maybe one day if they decide to be a full-time trader. Because yes, I am a full-time trader. So I just share my thoughts. Show people what a full-time trader would do in any situation. Because 9 times out of 10, if anybody's getting on the internet and showing you what a full-time trader would do in any situation, they're probably going to be charging you a pretty penny. Guess what this guy does? I do it for free because I want you, yes, I want you too, to be able to trade, invest, do whatever you want to do in the stock market and take all the money that you would pay somebody and put it in the market and make your money work for you. How about that? Hey, man, let's see who in the chat, man. What's going on? What's up, Aloysius? Hey, Aloysius, come here, Aloysius. Your mom is watching. What's going on, Aloysius' mom watching? What's up, Cool It now? Hey, watch out. What's up, Cool It? What up, Robinson? Robinson, did you remember the jingle for the commercial? Take it easy, easy, take the BCT. Take it easy, easy, take the BCT. What's up? What's up? What's happening? I remember that name because I don't know how to pronounce it. What's up? What's up, Kareem? I can give the market update in one system. That's it. That's it. It wasn't nothing going on today. Wasn't nothing going on today. It's gonna be a quick one today. Oh, matter of fact, I was in there before I dozed off watching one of Dustin's videos, and he said something in there that I thought was kind of neat. He did another thing when it comes to like data, statistical data, and he was talking about like earnings. And he was talking about companies that get their money from overseas. And here, I'll play that. I'll play. That was a neat little thing. I thought that was pretty neat. So I'll play that since we ain't gonna have much to yeah, that's throwback. What's up, 100? What's going on? CPI tomorrow morning. Market is waiting for the numbers to move. Yep, pretty much. Wait for the CPI to move. And if I was a betting man, I would say we was going down there to break them monthly lows that we've been flirting with. If I was a betting man, that's what the market acting like it want to do. The market acting like it want to break them those monthly lows that we've been going down there flirting with and not taking out. That's what it seemed like to me, but I'm not a betting man. I just trade what I see. What it is, Otis. What's up, King Ali? What's going on, KC? Where the rest of the Sunshine Band? What's up, Kareem? The other Kareem. What's happening with you? Laverne. What's going on, Tanya?
Hello, Jasper. Come here, Jasper, you little cute little Jasper, you. Hello, Jasper. Hey, you little boy. I love you, Jasper. Come lick my face.
Hey, man. Hey, let's get into it, man. We go make this a quick one. We gonna make it a quick one. Then I'll play this video. I'll play a piece of this video where Dustin was showing the stuff on earnings. Cause I know everybody not all about trading, and people got long-term portfolios they want to look at, or somebody might pull up on the live or on the replay and, hey, I got a long-term portfolio. I need some long-term portfolio gems. So I'm gonna play that today. And y'all say y'all like the information anyway. So the price action on for today, we consolidated in this area right here. As you see, when we came down, we got a closure below this breaking market structure right there, right? We got a closure below this breaking market structure. So then that shifted the dealing range to this green line, to this turquoise line. What I started doing so that I can, better understand what price doing, how I always had like the sell side liquidity lines was the red dash line, the buy side liquidity was a green dash line, right? So now, and just like how I got the daily top and bottom green and red like that right there, what I started doing, my colors for my time levels, like my cayenne is my 4-hour time level. So I know that, boom, I know that that's a 4-hour low right there. That's 4-hour sell side because it's the cayenne color. I know that's a 4-hour high because I'm looking at a 60-minute chart. Boom, I know that's a 4-hour high right there. I know that's an hourly high, right? I know that this is a 15-minute low because this is my 15-minute color. It's 10. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's an hourly high. I can look, and I know this a daily high because it's a solid, and I know that's a daily low because it's a solid red, solid green. You know what I'm saying? It's like so that I can look, and I know this is a weekly. That's a weekly, and then it's a weekly and a monthly. They together, but the monthly is that tan color and it's dashed, and then the weekly is that purplish, bluish, or whatever color that is, right? That's what the colors mean. So I know. And this is the monthly low. I said we looking like we trying to come get at CPI. I would love for us to come take out this monthly low with the CPI numbers, good or bad. I don't care if they good or bad. Just come down here and take out these monthly lows, right? So that we can come back and start getting some of this liquidity. We can finish this market make a sell model. If you look at, let me shrink it down, these 60-minute candles. But see, we got a big market make a sell model that we are right on the cusp of completing, right? Now, mind you, we could, like, right below this consolidation right here, and how we're below that consolidation, this could be the bottom of the market make a sell model. We do not have to break these lows. You know what I'm saying? We do not have to break these lows to complete this market make a sell model, right? The algos can choose that October 2nd, 2022 is the low. And that's the low I want it to be. And we can go back up and start making our way back up to the top. And they can decide, hey, that's the yearly low. I don't want to go any lower. They can choose that. You know, it is what it is. I don't make those rules. But the way the market is trading, it's looking very much like, you know, this is all eyes on this 35.71. That's what the market looking like, because we have made zero attempts to get back above, even get back to this equilibrium, right? Let's run those Fibonacci's. Let's run them Fibonacci's for the monthly range, the monthly dealing range that we dealing with, right? Fibonacci's on deck right there. That's what that, if y'all can't, I got a box. I got a 4-hour box that's making it hard for y'all to see it. So I'll make it invisible real quick. That's equilibrium for our monthly dealing range, right? We have made 0 attempts to get back to equilibrium, right? What does that mean? That means that the market is extremely heavy and the market is going all guns a-blazing at this low down here, right? We came up here and we sold off very hard, right? We sold off very hard. This was this some kind of data day? I don't know. I can't remember, but we sold off extremely hard, right? And we made 0 attempt to come back up, right? To come back. Oh, speaking of, did anybody see that bridge video, right? Looking at this right here made me think about it. ICT dropped a major gem in that bridge video, right? This was a news day. I just thought about it when I looked at this. Like on the bridge video, he was talking about how on the news day, right, we had an extreme sell-off to the news, right? Came down with an extreme sell-off to the news, right? And then right after we had this extreme sell-off, right? This was like he had named some kind of gap, right? And then after the is this the this might not be the area. Is this the area? I think it is. Let me go down to the 15-minute. I think this is the area. Yes, that is the area, right? On the 15-minute. Yes, on the 15-minute. Here we go. Right. So we had extreme sell-off on the 15-minute. We went up, we ran buy side above this right here. We had to sell off. This was on the bridge video, right? I had never seen him talk about this before. I had never heard of a measuring gap. It was some kind of gap up here. This gap here, like, let me mark it out. Right. I can't remember what he named it, but it was on the bridge video, but it was a gem. Right. I get the gist of it, what he was talking about. Right. So we got this gap right here that we had the news candle, boom, crazy news candle that gave us this gap right here. Right. After we had the breaking market structure. We got this gap. He named that some kind of gap. Right. And then right after we traded into this, whatever it's called, gap without filling it. Right. We immediately made another gap right here. Right. We immediately made another gap. Right. So somebody like me, little Timmy Rogers, you know what I'm saying? I would have called this a fair value gap. I would have called this a fair value gap. Right. He called this some kind of gap. And then he called this a measuring gap. Right. And the gist of it, the way little Timmy Rogers understand it is, from the news, when we got this radical move from the news and broke structure, right? We came down, we spread it out a little bit so you can see, right? This candle here came down, wick back up. Then the news candle came down, broke structure, right? Leaving this gap in between there. We didn't close this gap, right? Soon as we traded into that gap, we sold off hard again and created another gap, right? He said when we get the news candle to make this gap, and we get another, and this all ties into you bearish. You expecting the price to come like way down here somewhere, right? We up here, and you expecting price to deliver like way down here below these lows right here. You already expecting price to come down here, right? So once you make this gap from the news, right? And then you trade up into that gap, which I would be calling the fair value gap. I ain't gonna hold you, right? He called it something different. Can't remember what he called it. And you make another gap, right? You come sell off hard again, come up, but you don't feel this fair value gap right here, right? Soon as you touch it, wick down again or run down again, make another gap. You don't feel it. You anticipating this gap not to get filled. He called this a measuring gap and this another kind of gap, whatever, right? And he said, if you take your fibs and go from the high of when the news came out or whatever propelled this big long breaking structure right here, right? We didn't come back to the breaking structure. We left this gap. As soon as we touched this gap, we immediately made another gap. And he said, if you come down all the way to right there, the bottom of the gap right there, the candle right there that makes that second gap. You come from the high all the way to the candle that makes that second gap that you don't expect. This will not get filled. I guess if this get filled, all bets are off. But you come in, you touch this, whatever you call this gap, immediately sell off or buy up, whatever, and make another fair value gap that you do not fill. Soon as you see that right there, you take the fibs from the top of that high of the news takeoff all the way down to the bottom gap that don't get filled, all the way down to the bottom of the measuring gap. And he was like, that's your distance for where is the bottom of the top. I think it's the top of the measuring gap. Yeah, it's the top. Yeah, the top of the measuring gap. So right here, right there, that's the top of the gap. Yeah. It's either the top or the bottom. I can't remember, but it's one of those. I'm going to go to the top of the measuring gap, right? Go to the top of the measuring gap. And he said, that is where you can expect. And see, that's the close of that day. So that's the close of that day right there. That's the distance you can expect this move to go, right? So it's either the top or the bottom of the gap. Go back and look at the video and see, but I thought that was a gem inside a gem inside a gem. But if you go to the bottom of the gap, it puts it down below all that. That's a different day. So yes, it was the top of the gap. It was the top right there. Boom. So from the high, the peak up there down to the top of the gap that don't get filled. And that's, you know what I'm saying, where you can expect price to go to right there. Something like that right there. It was something like that. But go back and look at the video. I thought that was fine because I would have just been calling these fair value gaps because that's what it would have been. But based off of, you know what I'm saying, the situation that was going on with the whole, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, we got the news, it takes off, it cleared out these lows, it didn't come back to the breaking structure, it left that gap right there. When it touched that gap, it immediately sold off and made another fair value gap that it didn't fill in. And when it didn't fill in that fair value gap, that's when he know to run the fibs, and you can expect full price to go down to this area right here. That's the area you can expect price to go to. But go back and look at the video and see if he used the top of the gap or the bottom of the gap. I just thought that was fine. Now, what was I saying before I got caught up in that? Oh, yeah. We had the breaking market structure, right? We had the breaking market structure. Right here had a closure below. So then that took us out. We was looking at our daily in the morning. We was looking at our daily dealing range. We was looking at the same dealing range right here, right? So once we got that break in market structure to the downside, got a closure below that swing low there, right? And when we came back up, right? When we came back up, this is the highest point. This high right here and that high, these same things. So I just anchored it from that high. When we swung back up like that right there, that gave us our that's the dealing range we was in. And as you see, we just kind of hung out, you know what I'm saying, right around equilibrium all day. Initially, equilibrium was a little bit higher, and we hung out around there all day too. So boom, this was initially equilibrium right here. So we kind of hung out up and down around equilibrium up until, you know what I'm saying, 8:30. And then around 8:30, we started hovering. We came down. We started hovering toward the lower end, like the discount end of the equilibrium. Then we broke structure and came back and we set a new dealing range, right? That was our new dealing range because this was the highest high and the lowest low after the breaking structure. We hovered around equilibrium. You see, that's equilibrium right there. We just flirted back and forth, above it, below it, above it, below it. The news came out. We went crazy, wicking up and down for about an hour. And then after that, we poked up into a slight premium because that's our new equilibrium, poked up into a slight premium, then sold off at the end of the day and threw on brakes just before we got to the bottom of the New York low. Just before we got to the bottom of the New York low, right there. We just throw it on brakes right there. And then the 1700 candle we pushed back up, and then as you see now, we opened up with a gap up, pushed up a tad bit, and now we're starting to come back down. So like I said, if I was a betting man, good, bad, or indifferent, I would think we were going to go down here and take out this low at 35.71. Good or bad on the CPI numbers, I would think we would go down here and run this liquidity, because that would complete this market maker sell model to perfection. That would be just a beautiful delivery to this right here. You know what I'm saying? We come down, consolidate in front of CPI, and then make the move. That's what the market always does. We come down, consolidate in front of CPI, go up, consolidate in front of CPI, come down, consolidate in front of GDP, go up, consolidate in front of GDP. Any big events, we either come down, consolidate, news come out, go up, consolidate, news come out. That's how we always do. So good or bad, I would love for us to take out this sell side liquidity down there. Now that is the price action. What's up, Zay? What's up? Oh, 100 say he's seen it. Yeah, that was it was dope, man. That was a dope video he put out. It was some good information in there too. I just thought that was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I already knew about like doing the measured moves for, like, you know what I'm saying? Just say like if you're coming up to a known area of support, like a double bottom or a double top. You know what I'm saying? He showed us how to do the measured moves relating from like the peak or the low, that the move that it made prior to making that double bottom or double top. If it was a, you know what I'm saying, if it was a buy scenario or a sell scenario, where like on the retail side you'd be thinking, oh, we fund the bounce because this is a double bottom, but it's a sell scenario, so it bounce up a little bit, you sell and go short whatever that peak is on top of that double bottom. You measure from the peak to the double bottom, and then one standard deviation away, that's how you can project, you know what I'm saying, the expected drop below it. Whereas retail thinking it's going to bounce and go above that peak, you measuring to go down one standard deviation from that peak. I already understood that, but I never knew about the whole measuring gap thing, where we come down and we make this gap. I wish I could remember what he called it. Make the gap, and then as soon as you touch the gap, you come down and make another gap under it. I just know that bottom gap is called the measuring gap, and he measured from the peak to the gap, and that's the expected move. You know, that can be a target for you. Like if you don't understand, okay, going to this swing low, okay, going to this order block, okay, going to whatever, you could just do a measured move one standard deviation away. That's the distance I can expect this move to go. I thought that was nice. Now let's I'm gonna pull up this clip, this video from Dustin, and I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna try to find a piece where he was talking about the earnings for the companies that get their money overseas. And I just thought, you know what I'm saying, it's a nice little piece for people that manage their own portfolios or into like long-term stuff and coming into earning seasons, and you know what to be looking for just ideas. Because like he said in the video, he can't legally say go do this, because you know what I'm saying, he licensed by the SEC, so he can't give out information like that on the internet. So he just say, hey, this is an idea, without saying go do this. That's kind of stuff he do to keep himself out of trouble. But let me see. Jazz Wizzle. And yes, if y'all see right there, he only has 4 fingers. He only got 4 fingers on his right hand. He was born with 4 digits on his right hand. That's why he always be doing 4. He hold up his whole hand, but it's like 4 steps to open a Roth IRA, 4 tips for something, 4, but he be holding his whole hand up like that right there, and he only got 4 fingers. Videos. Boom, 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 boom. Let me share the screen right so y'all can hear it. Chrome tab. Get out of here, ad. All right, let me see if I can. There it is right there. So let me go back.
Backwards, but I got it right that time there. So what you want to be on the lookout for, companies that will likely be affected by this, are companies that have, that's the wrong thing. When a company has a lot of their earnings overseas, here's your drinking word of the day. The issue though is if we're ready by 7:30, then I'll be happy with that. Well, if you have it recipe for companies to come out and they tighten it up. It's not the case that companies that pre-announce, actually 29% of the S&P pre-announce, go into earnings season. If there's going to be, you should adjust your personal finances as well. But that's a separate topic we could just go on and on and on about. Also, we got earnings coming up. Did you know? So typically as we go into earnings season, if there's going to be a reduction in the earnings expectation, it averages about 4%. So analysts typically get it right within about 4%. And as we get closer to earnings, there's a lot of companies that pre-announce, actually 29% of the S&P pre-announce their earnings. But typically, analysts are like, well, I know I'm within plus or minus 4%. We get closer, they tighten it up. It's not the case this time. They were plus or minus 4%. They thought they had it right. Now we're 7% lower on expectations there. So they've really lowered the bar. That is a recipe for companies to come out and beat those now lowered expectations, right? If I told you I had an expectation that you have dinner ready by 5:30 and I change it and I say, if you have it ready by 7:30, then I'll be happy with that. Well, if you have it ready by 6:30, I'm still happy, but you still got to wait. Right? You know, get what I'm saying there? Maybe that's a bad analogy, but I'm from Texas. I do those kind of things. Anyways, that's the earnings there. 9 of 11 sectors, if you're looking at the S&P, have seen declines in their earnings. The energy sector is the only one that's seen an increase in expected earnings there. So just a heads up for that one there. The issue, though, is if we beat on earnings, and a lot of companies end up doing that, it's not going to move the market. Just the beat on earnings won't move the stock or move the market. The focus is going to be on forward guidance, if there even is any. A lot of companies are choosing not to give guidance now going forward because they're sort of clueless what the Fed's going to do and how the economy is going to handle that. The secondary focus, you want the buzzword? Here's your drinking word of the day. It's a phrase. You're going to hear the words currency headwinds. Probably the most you've ever heard it before. Remember, last quarter was inflation. You're going to hear currency headwinds a lot because the dollar's already up 20% year to date. 14% of that's come in the last 6 months. And so the concept there is when a company has, that's the wrong thing. When a company has a lot of their earnings overseas, they make their money in that currency. They convert it back to the dollar, and that's less in sales, right? Because they took a hit to convert to a strong dollar. So down here, the currency is worth this. Convert it to the dollar. The spread's too wide. Oh my gosh, we didn't make as much as we thought we did. So that causes issues for companies that do a lot of revenue overseas. In that case there, I hope I said that right. I usually say that backwards, but I got it right that time there. So what you want to be on the lookout for, companies that will likely be affected by this, are companies that have lots of their sales happening overseas, more than 50%, right? Put together a little list for you. Let's see if I can do this and see if you even can see it. There you go. It's a little small because I wanted to get as many names as I could on there. All we're really showing here, the top name is Newmont Mining. They're in the materials sector. It's a gold miner. What I have is this column, or these two columns here, are U.S. sales. Then I put international sales over here, right? I took out a lot of names that just probably won't see much attention. So for example, in the international camp here, 99.2% of Newmont Mining's sales come from outside the country. When they bring those dollars, or some of those dollars, back to the U.S., it's going to cost them, right? Whereas nothing's changed compared to a year ago. So if you want to look at something, Estee Lauder, where'd it go? Right there. So Estee Lauder, consumer staple stock, lotions, potions, and makeup. Most recently, they have 73% of their sales coming from overseas. That's an increase because a year ago, it was only 68%. That's a bad time to have an increase. You're selling more, but it's costing you to get those into dollars. So this likely is something that offsets here. Look at something like PVH, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, things like that. 65% come from overseas, 56% just last year. So it's great that they're selling apparently like hotcakes somewhere else, But when they come in and bring them back to dollars, you're going to hear PVH say currency headwinds. You're going to hear Estee Lauder say currency headwinds. Schlumberger, currency headwinds. Intel, they've got a lot of things they've been saying here lately, but they're going to say the same thing. Las Vegas Sands, maybe not as bad, but you're going to hear that there. So there's a little bit of a list of stocks that likely feel some pressure going into earnings, even if they beat earnings. It could just be great for them and they do really well, but that's what you're going to see there. Anyways, I just want to put together a list. I try to find creative ways to put together lists that are either ideas or warnings or maybe sells or whatever without me actually saying that, because I'm not allowed to actually say that. And we do like to beat earnings.
Okay, so real quick, I just want to share that because I thought that was, pretty cool. And, like we all, well, I ain't gonna say we all, a lot of us know that, what I'm saying, when you hear people say a strong dollar is not good for certain type of stocks, right? And this is a little bit of statistical data behind that saying that you hear a lot on the internet. This is, you can look and see and say, okay, like the company he named, right? Qualcomm, right? Everybody know Qualcomm. That's a tech company, right? Lam Research, right? Applied Materials, right? So this year for Qualcomm, 95.2% of their money is coming from overseas sales, whereas last year 88, well, 1 year ago, right? Most recently, 95.2% of they sales come from overseas. 1 year ago, it was only 88%. So now they're getting more of their money from overseas sales at a time when the dollar is super strong. So that can be a potential bad thing for them when they try to convert that money over to dollars. Now they're paying more money to convert to dollars because they're making it in this currency, and the dollar is a big spread. So when you switch it over, you have less dollars now, right? And then Lam Research it went down a touch, is 91.9, whereas a year ago it was 92, but it's the same. So they in the same boat. Applied Material, another one that people know, they actually went up. They're 90.6% now, whereas a year ago it was only 87.2. So they're getting more of their money from overseas with a stronger dollar. You see what I'm saying? Who else? Royal Gold, I don't know them. Texas Instrument, if you're into that, that's a technology company. They're getting more. They're 89.3 versus 87.3 a year ago. Marvell, they went down a touch, 89.9 versus 90, but it's the same thing, 90.4, pretty much the same. Everybody at KLA, Tencor, they went up 88% versus 86. I'm just reading these off because they pretty small, and I'm like hitting the highlights that a lot of people know these names. Nvidia, they went down a lot. Nvidia, a year ago, it was 91.9%. And then now recently it's only 80%. It's still a lot of money, but it went down a lot. But that's still 80% of your money is coming from overseas. That's still a lot, but they did go down a lot. So that may help them out because they dropped, 10% of their money is coming from more, 10% more is coming from over here, whereas 91% was a year ago. So them some of the big names I just was looking at, because it's a real small chart, so it's hard to see. But I just want to share that because I felt like that was a good statistical thing to back up this hard statistics, hard facts, backing up what people say on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Just like you hear me say a lot of things, or you hear ICT say a lot of things, or you hear a guru on the internet say a lot of things, but come with receipts. These are receipts right here. These are receipts showing, hey, if you got money in Qualcomm, a year ago they was getting 80%, 88% of their money from overseas. And now they're getting 95% of their money from overseas, and the dollar is a lot stronger. Qualcomm may be in headwinds. What he said, currency headwinds. They may be facing currency headwinds. This kind of stuff that you can take and you can add it to your thesis, add it to your plan. Like, hey, this doing this, hey, this doing that. That I just thought that was neat. It's all, you know, nice, pretty packaged on one little sheet where you ain't got to run out and try to find all this stuff yourself. He said something else later on, but I can't remember where it was, and I don't feel like going and looking for it right now. So I think I might have had dozed off by this time of the video. I can't remember exactly what he had said something. And oh, there it is right there. There it is when he used the tool. I think that's it right there. When he used the tool. Let me see if that's
is that normal? Because that seems like a whole lot is down of any presidential cycles. Always, I'm using our research platform.
Started saying
somewhere else. You should know.
He had started saying something about the presidential cycle on here, and he didn't have all the slides, so he said he's gonna do it in a different video. If he come back and do that, I'll share that with y'all.
That is, I did share that with you. Okay, so the market.
Okay.
And the other thing, a point I want to make, which of course is data oriented, right? I'm going to share that with you because you don't really care about my opinion. The other point I'm going to make is this. I'm using our research platform here that's available for clients and research members if you want to check it out. But the market is down 12% over the last month. Right? Okay. Is that a lot? Is it not? I don't know. So what I thought to do is let's see how often a month, an actual calendar month, finishes down 12% or more. Is that normal? Because that seems like a whole lot right there to fall 12% in a month. I don't know, right? Take a look. So my last case for a market, I don't want to say bounce, but end to the nastiness we've seen, there's only 3 other times in 30 years where any calendar month has fallen 12% or more. And notice they were in the middle of absolute chaos. The dot-com bust there, or leading up to it. You got the 2008, this is the, we call it, let's just say GFC, global financial crisis there, typically is how I type it out. And then of course, COVID. What's this one? Is this chaos? No, it's uncomfortable, but it's not chaos, right? So we lost 14%, 16, and 12%. That's the only times in the last 30 years that that's happened there, right? Looking at the months before, we were already selling off anyways. We just happened to have a flush out in the month after that. Well, what happened after the flush out? Well, most of the time it was positive. Only in 2008, when, boy, that was nasty. Those of you that lived through it, this is a cakewalk, right? That's the only year where we had some problems. So in short, what I'm trying to say is that there's a case to be made for good. Don't let doom and gloom ruin your whole life there and just go through this whole thing there. We have a case for people that still have jobs there. The bond correlation's disconnecting, like I mentioned there. Midterms are likely to be bullish. Rates are higher and everybody's got a job. Best 90-day period ever as far as the whole year goes. And in just 1 month, we're down 12%. But markets don't fall 12% in a calendar month. Is that a recipe for a bounce there? So take a second and let's just see the sunny side of things for a chance, because the markets will bounce during doom and gloom. Always happens, right? So every time I've showed that or shared that with you guys, we talk about where the market bounces relative to a recession, where the market bounces relative to a war, where the market bounces relative to the financial crisis. Were we out of the financial crisis by the time the markets bounced? Absolutely not. We had more than double-digit gains by then. So we've got to, if you don't believe it that it's now, that's okay. You got to believe that the market will bounce when things still seem kind of rough out there, right? Don't miss those days. That's a big one there for you. Anyways, I rambled a little bit there. Let's go on to stocks in the news for.
All right. Yeah, I just want to share that, man. I felt like it was some good information outside of technicals, outside of reading price action. It was actual data-driven, fundamental information that, show some of the, statistics behind, like everybody say, history repeats itself in the stock market, right? These are, you hear people using these terms, but these are some data-driven stats showing, what can potentially happen. And just like anything, is like he was saying, he ain't saying it like, okay, this is the bottom, this is gonna bounce now, but the market bounces during the doom and gloom. Like the people like to say, this is when millionaires are made, right? The people that get scared and run away from the bad times, they miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime because they get scared and run away. The stock market is, this little Timmy Rogers talking now, the stock market is the only place I have ever seen people afraid to go shopping when it's on sale. You go to Marshall's, try to find the best sale. You go to a car lot looking for the best sale. You go buy a house looking for the best sale. Anything in life you go buying, you looking for a sale. Except in the stock market. You only want to buy in the stock market when it's skyrocketing. When you see it on CNBC and AMC is at $358, now you want to buy it. Now AMC is $5, and you believe in AMC so much you want to dump your life savings in it at $300. But now that it's $5 and you don't want to buy it at all. Not saying go buy AMC, but that's my point. It's the only place where people want to buy it when it's treetop tall. You know what I'm saying? Like the old folks used to say, boy, that thing high as giraffe. It's something with OPP. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat, man. Y'all quiet in the chat. Ain't nobody saying nothing. What's up, Stacks? You ain't late, man. You always on time. Made some gas money and Chick-fil-A money on Spylean and SPX today. Played it safe in the chop with some puts. Less than an hour in the market. Hold that nasty sauce, though. You about to get banned. You about to get banned. That's what's up, Stacks. I ain't do nothing. I ain't. After I missed my my little breaker trade, talking to y'all this morning, I just chilled out. I ain't do nothing. Congratulations, Stacks. What y'all out there dancing? Y'all dancing in the streets? Hey, that's all I got, man. Do anybody got anything else? That's all I got. I logged into Twitter today. I jumped on Twitter today, and ICT had posted something that I saw was driving people crazy. And I was like, man, let me see if anybody in the gang was getting busted in the head by this right here. Let me go see if I could put it up. Do y'all follow ICT on Twitter? I logged into Twitter today, and I looked at ICT post, and it was had some people scratching their head. Some people was like, because he was like, there's a guy on the internet that's, I guess, doing something like talking about order blocks or whatever. And he said, let me see what he said. I ain't even gonna try to quote it. I logged into Twitter today and I saw it. Notification. What did it say? It 2 film collection. Okay, then. I have zero bias for tomorrow. I done got caught up when I eat crabs. Then, yeah, ready to look smooth. ICT. Where is it? Right here. Say, this is what Onyx fellow called my order block. It is not. See for yourself, right? And when I went into the thread, right? Let me see, folks. I see much confusion. No, that ain't what I saw. So, what is an order block exactly? Somebody said, watch the mentorship. Isn't every up close? Oh, he just made a joke. Hi. How did study concept? Wait a minute. Did you see a change in delivery buy side target? Mr. Hindsight, what it looks like. I could have swore I saw some people in there that was confused earlier. What makes an order block? Some people said that. Was it inside of a thread? I could have swore I saw something that it was like some people that was confused. Maybe I was tripping. From which content you stated Can you share your study history? Thanks. Okay. Didn't see the change. I guess it wasn't. I don't know if was that. Did I dream that? Did I dream that? I could have swore I saw some people that was like, since the last up candle before shifting market structure would have felt bad. Why would that not be an order block? Okay, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I suck at order blocks. I know that's not one. It's not a valid OB because price dropped to discount from the previous run. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just maybe I dreamed that. Anyway, yeah, I was tripping. Anyway, but that was the thing right there. And he was talking about that's what the guy saying was his order block, but it's not. All right, so maybe I was tripping. So we ain't gonna talk about that. What y'all ain't got nothing? I see y'all ain't got nothing, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and call it, man. 46 minutes in again. So the stuff that I shared from Dustin video, did anybody find that insightful? Did anybody appreciate that? Yes or no? I just want to know, because I thought it was some good information, so I wanted to share it with y'all, especially since today was nothing. There was nothing to talk about for the price action for real. I tried to like make it a little bit interesting, but ain't nothing happened today. We just consolidated all day, so there was nothing. I tried to like, you know what I'm saying, fancy it up by showing how we shift the dealing range after we broke market structure, but that I was reaching. That's all like a what's the name? I'm gonna have to replay this. Came in while Dustin was talking. Oh yeah, that yeah, I just thought it was good information, man. I'll be trying to share the good stuff. All right, y'all see, thanks. Every time I see that DXM, I be thinking DMX. Of course not. I hate you. You do. I hate that webbit. Who know where that come from? Ooh, I hate that webbit. All right, who know where that come from? Hey, we gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. We gonna call it 47 minutes. I ain't got nothing else. Hopefully tomorrow gives us more trading opportunity. I didn't do anything today. I sat the day out. Shout out Stacks, who made a little bit of. He said he gonna go buy half a Chick-fil-A sandwich and some waffle fry dust with a little bit of money that he made. Shout out my son. When my son got it yep, that's it. Elmer Fudd. I thought it was Fudd. Is it Fudge? Is his name actually Fudge? Am I today's years old finding out something? I thought his name was Elmer Fudd. I got to go look this up now. You ain't gonna have me thinking I done got to be 50 years old calling Elmer by the wrong last name. I thought it was Fudd. Elmer Fudd. His name is Fudd. Elmer Fudd. That man ain't Fudd. I'm like, wait a minute now. I know it ain't Fudge. Hold on. I thought you had to talk me something, Stacks. I hate that webbit. Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Look, man, like I always tell y'all, don't be like little Timmy Rogers. Don't live with regret. If the people that you love still here, take advantage. Tell them that you love them. Hug them. Love on them. Kiss them. Say, hey, mama love you. Daddy love you. Call you. If your parents still here, mama, daddy, hey, I was thinking about you. I love you, baby. You want to go out for lunch? You know what I'm saying? I be trying to make it my business to go out to lunch with my mama. You know what I'm saying? I go see her as often as I can. Just let her know how much I love and appreciate. Go by there and take her trash out for her. Go by there and wash her car sometimes. She be like, my car dirty. Go wash her car for her when she be talking about it's dirty. I just, you know what I'm saying? Just try to let her know that I appreciate her, man. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. Tell the people that you love them. Nobody promised tomorrow, man. I'm that guy now. I told y'all I'm that guy. It's like death been all around me lately, man. Family members, friends, you know what I'm saying? Parents of friends, like co-workers, everything. Everybody's just been passing away. Just found out another one of my old supervisors, stage 4 cancer. They can't do nothing else for him. Ain't nobody promised tomorrow, man. Tell somebody that you love them right now, immediately. My own family, my wife be like, I love you, babe. I be like, I love you too. She be like, when you be talking about that on what's name, I be like, man, he's so right. Because we lost my mother-in-law. We lost my mother-in-law early 2020. She be like, he's so right. Even though my wife and my mother-in-law had a beautiful relationship, but it's still hard. You know what I'm saying? So she be like, man, it hit home. Whenever you be saying it hit home. So, man, I don't want nobody living with the regret little Timmy Rogers lived with, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna talk about the overnight price action. And hopefully after these Fed, what time? Not Fed, CPI 8:30. Hopefully by the time the market open up, it's on and cracking, baby. At 8:30, let's see us a little whipsaw or something like that. Let's hope we take out those lows. And then we just start making our way back up, making our way uptown, stop going down, go get some of that liquidity that we left up there, that we left up there. Hey, man, y'all be, wait a minute. I ain't never seen that name before. Hefe Burmy. Hefe? Like Hefe, like you like Hefe, like daddy, like boss, like Hefe boss, right? Hefe Burmy. That's what that is. Okay, then we got us not Panamanian. We got a drug lord up in here. I can't think of the country right now, but Hefe. We got a drug lord up in here. What's up, Hefe? look at Stacks jumping in with the Wikipedia spelling from Bermuda. We got a Bermuda drug lord up in here. Hey, Colombia. That's it right there. We got a Colombian drug lord up in here. What's up, Hefe? Hey, Valdez, Angela Valdez. We got a Colombian drug lord up in here. Hey, internet algos, these just jokes, man. Hefe good people. He part of the gang. You see Spidey hanging out back there. Hey, man. Nah, trapping. Hey, Hefe, if this your first time pulling up, I appreciate you. Hello. If it's not your first time pulling up, I jalapies. I just ain't never seen the name before, and I would not forget Hefe. And I ain't gonna forget Hefe. Welcome. If you've been in the back of the classroom, appreciate you for pulling up to the front. I see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock for the overnight price action. And like I say, after these CPI numbers, hopefully we get some good entries on some calls, puts, buys, sales on the futures, whatever it is. We're gonna do it. Give yourself a brain break, push away from the market, go love on your family, tell somebody you love them, and I see y'all in the morning. Gone.